Rhonda in New Orleans. You're on Winning at Life with Gregory Ricks. How can we help you, Rhonda?
Good morning.
Morning.
I am 63 years old. I worked in the public school system for 20 years, and I did an early retirement in 2016. I continued to work. I'm a mental health provider, and I'm very unclear. I've heard different things when I call Social Security, and they send me everywhere. With the windfall of if I will be able to receive Social Security, because I have worked part-time jobs to make ends meet over the years, and I have paid into Social Security as well as paying into the school system. The small pension that I get from the 20-year is not enough to live off of. So I'm wondering if you have any news. I know with Windfall they've tried to change things, but I don't know where they're at in that process.
Well, the last point I'll start with is they're not going to change that. And it basically, the core of it is based on how Social Security pays out benefits. So the first $996 of average monthly earnings is multiplied by 90%. Earnings between $996 and $6,002 are multiplied by 32%, and the balance by 15%. Social Security is designed to take care of lower income workers, so they get a better percentage of that portion of income is replaced. Higher income earners, it's a smaller portion. So, basically for those middle income and up is designed to replace around 40% of income, where for lower income workers, it's designed to replace about 65% of income. So when you're not participating in Social Security, you're showing up as low income, which is unfair because you're not low income and you have a pension and substantial income versus the lower income. And that's just kind of a simple explanation of why it's structured that way. For them to go change that is a complete restructuring. The problem is, I think, and from when they created Social Security, they had basically a place in the law allowing some municipalities and states to opt out of Social Security and have their own system. And they should not have allowed that. Is what they should have done is everybody participates in Social Security. You're taxed on it. And if they want to give you a pension, that's awesome, a plus side to that, but they should not have let them opt out of it. That's the core fix, is just make everybody participate in Social Security, and Social Security's better for it. It looked like a great option, but in retrospect, it isn't. So
right.
How
what
long
about
did
all of the money that I'm paying into it now? Like since 2016, I've been working and had part-time jobs where I paid into it as well over the years.
You're getting credit for that. So once again, your benefit's going to be reduced essentially by how much that pension is. So how much is your pension, or ballpark of that?
Before they take out insurance, about $1,700.
$1,700 a month for a pension. So how many years did you work in the state program where you didn't participate in Social Security?
20.
20 years. And outside of that, I'm just making a note here. No social, so 20 years. And how many years have you worked in the private sector where you've paying into Social Security?
Since I did the early retirement in 2016, and then during those 20 years, it was kind of spotty. There was a few years here and there where I did part-time, and I paid taxes on, not taxes, of course, but Social Security out of that as well when I had part-time work.
Yeah, so...
But probably out of those 20 years, maybe 5 years where I did part-time.
Okay, so it's going to be reduced essentially by what you're receiving from pension, but you are getting credits. The ultimate workaround, and you may not know this, and hopefully we help you with this morning with this, but you have 30 or more years of substantial earnings under Social Security. So that's going to be difficult for you to get back to because you don't have that many years outside. You kind of hit 20 years into that system. But the workaround is having 30 years of substantial earnings where you participated in Social Security earnings there. Then there's no windfall elimination provision affecting you there. So you are getting credit and you're working on that difference, but that difference is going to be once you reduce off. So that's a difficult leap. Give me an idea of what your Social Security benefits are looking like. Have you looked into what that's going to be?
I don't know. I don't know. They never will give me an answer because of that.
You can go over to SSA.gov. One thing you should do is sign up for your SSA account online. That way you can go look at your records, make sure you're getting proper credits for them, because you have a look back of 3 years, 3 months, and a couple of days there to go make sure that's correct. But you can also see what those benefits are. And over at SSA.gov, they have calculators as well, so you can input information and get an idea of the impact there.
Mm-hmm.
Was there another question that's unclear for you there?
No, so you're saying that the windfall's probably, that's not going to change anytime soon, and so I'm going to have to just, they're going to calculate what I put in.
Yeah, do not anticipate that going to change. I know there's a following out there, and it gets introduced and such. I just tell you, and I've looked at this, studied it for a long time, and I'm on the side to just tell you the truth. It is not going to change, in my opinion, there.
So I'm guessing the longer that I can work and put into it, the better.
Right. Actually, that's a good way to look at that. And I suggest you go, once again, SSA.gov, sign up for your account, utilize the calculators they have there also, and see where you stand on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda, for calling and discussing the windfall elimination provision. We get that's not unusual to have calls about that, and I'm sorry you're being penalized on that. Just I wish everybody participated in it. Then it'd been a great situation for you to have Social Security and a $1,700 a month pension.
All right, Ron, if you need anything else, let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
When Social Security laws were enacted in the 1930s, Congress felt that they could not force a federal pension. And that's what it was and is. It's a federal pension, which we call Social Security, on state and local governments. So they gave them the option of joining Social Security and not. Most did, but as we know, some did not. And still today, about 10% of all workers, mostly in state and local jobs in the public sector, are not covered by Social Security. Also, federal government employees were initially not covered by Social Security because they had their own pension system in place before Social Security came along. But all federal employees hired since 1984 pay into Social Security. What an awesome thing for them that they changed that. However, there's still some old feds out there hired before 1984 who are not in Social Security. So folks not in Social Security, the bulk of their career in jobs not covered by Social Security are potentially subject to a couple of offsets that impact either their own Social Security benefit based on Social Security covered by work they did outside of their regular job, or any benefits they may be due from a spouse's Social Security record. There's always been a great deal of confusion and awful lot of misinformation about the offsets. And the one offset that we talked about earlier, the windfall elimination provision, this is the one that impacts your own Social Security benefit. The other is called the government pension offset, and it reduces any spousal benefits that you might be due. The key to understanding the windfall elimination provision is to realize that the word social in Social Security means something like, unlike private and other pension plans, there are social goals built in the Social Security program. And one of those goals is to raise the standard of living for lower income workers in retirement. And that's kind of, remember, I broke down how the tiers of Social Security works. And so I just don't think we're ever going to see that change. That would be such a drastic formulating of Social Security to do that. And look, you're talking about, you see the government do something for the few, rarely. They don't. And we're talking about 10% of the workers. And the real fix is they should start, that 10% of agencies should be paying into Social Security. And boom, it's fixed.